Welcome to the Mottoist and to this short series of videos about wedding speeches. In the last video, in fact the first one in this series, I said among other things that nerves are almost inevitable when speaking in public. And even if you are an experienced public speaker, at a wedding the situation's different. It's personal, it's emotional, it's a one-off. So they're almost inevitable and can be beneficial for reasons that I covered a little bit in that video. But the real question is, and the $64,000 question is, how can we manage those nerves, control those nerves so that they don't take over the situation? I'm going to talk about three different methods that I teach when I'm coaching public speakers or coaching wedding speakers specifically, but these techniques apply to any situation where you're speaking in public. And what they basically entail is importing a feeling, an emotion, a state of mind from another situation into the situation where you're going to be speaking at a wedding. The first one, and the one I teach most often because I've found it very, very useful myself, involves importing, you might call it copying and pasting, a feeling from a past experience, a past situation, into this wedding speech. It's a tool borrowed from neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, which I believe these days is taught in stage schools and with good reason. And so I teach this, and basically what it entails is that you think of a situation in the past where you were resourceful, full of energy, calm, in control of the situation, and looking back, you know that you were on very good form that day. And you want to find a way to copy and paste that feeling, that emotion, that state of mind into the upcoming situation, and to give yourself a signal that tells your mind, tells your subconscious mind, right, okay, now this is what I've got to do and I'm going to do it now. The technique is sometimes called anchoring, sometimes called the circle of excellence. And it's something that can be taught and is, in my experience, coaching clients to speak at weddings and in other situations, it's very effective. When I learned it myself, I found that it was so effective that I was able to change the way I spoke in public in this important regard. Previously, although I was a pretty experienced public speaker, I would get myself in the state of mind I wanted to be in before the speech, and so for the last hour or so I would be in the zone, you might say. And that meant that when I arrived at the venue where I would be speaking, be it a wedding, be it a professional conference or whatever it was, I would limit my engagement with other people. I would just engage in small talk. You know, here in the UK we're pretty good at that, aren't we? I would do no more than that because I wanted to remain in control of the situation. What happened when I learned this technique, anchoring, circle of excellence, call it what you will, is that I was able to go to my next speaking engagement. Wasn't a wedding, it was a speaking at a fundraising dinner at a big venue, and I was able to engage fully with people at the dinner table and use that engagement in my speech, improvise in my speech, and add things that had come out of conversations at the table, which made my speech far more interesting, far better. It wasn't a wedding, but the technique would have worked just as well. So anchoring, circle of excellence, that is a method that I teach. It's covered in my book, The Wedding Speech Handbook, so you can order it in any good bookshop, or very easy to find online in Amazon, The Wedding Speech Handbook, and just search for my name, Michael J. McMahon. If you want to find out more about my coaching, then My website is weddingspeakerhelp.co.uk. All one word, weddingspeakerhelp.co.uk. Do get in touch if you'd like to learn more. What I do is I offer a short 20 minutes, say 30 minutes max, free consultation with no cost, no commitment, and then we take it from there. So thank you for listening. This has been the first in the series of 3 sections about how to manage the nerves in wedding speeches. Stay tuned, follow this channel to find out more. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.